You are now listening to the sounds of Milkcrates Microphones.
Two times for my people who react off this, interact off the energy that we get with this. You can lose your mind off this, feel this shit on and on infinite. Two times for my people who react off this, interact off the energy that we get with this. You can lose your mind off this, feel this shit on and on infinite.
Yo, I chosen to join the fight against whack rap acts, lyrical nigglets, gimmicks, and little political piglets who try to talk analytical with pitiful perspectives. To me, it's ineffective. Niggas wanna get physical once they've been rejected. Realize life goes on. You don't get the connection. It goes like the song. Right to wrong is what a lot of rappers made it to be, and lately been ruling the taste for all the real MCs. What I foresee is a
I would love to listen to the whole song, but it's 6 minutes long.
Bro, you can't find that man. That man's been hiding in lyrics. I'm looking for that man.
That's the Dynospectrum with You Can't Lose Your Mind.
That whole original Dynospectrum.
What Matt is talking about is Slug.
Yeah, give that a listen.
That man's hiding.
That's Slug.
But Slug,
taking a piss.
Slug at. I don't know if it's at his finest, but definitely that's Slug that I like.
Peak?
I don't know if he
Peak?
I don't think he peaked there.
Peak?
No, in the Dynospectrum?
No.
That was the year
God Loves Ugly.
98, bro.
God Loves Ugly's peak.
Well, yeah, what year did that come out? 04?
Some would say Seven's Travel. Some would say Seven's Travel was peak. I would say God Loves Ugly is peak, but Seven's Travels was good.
I'm going to say that's where he kind of like, he was toward the top at least.
Seven Travels?
Yeah.
The problem with Seven Travels was it was his first album on, this is Atmosphere as a group, on that punk rock label Epitaph.
Was that? Yeah, that was.
Seven's Travels was that first album. So there was a certain type of like, I don't want to say mainstream or radio, but you could tell that there was like, hey, this is a major label that's producing this for the first time, and so
yeah.
As opposed to where God Loves Ugly still has some of that Lucy Ford, and then it had some of that futuristic like a rhythmic melotone Slug that you get where he's singing and like doing some different stuff. God Loves Ugly had a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Whereas Seven Travel was kind of already pushing towards that new age of Slug. You know what I mean?
For sure. It was.
You got some hip hop shit on there.
There was some good shit on there.
There's some fucking real hip hop shit on there.
There's a lot of tracks on that album.
It's not like Dynospectum though. Dynospectum put him in his own little
But
vibe.
do you agree?
Good songs on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Seven Travels probably people would say is where Slug peaked. I don't agree. I think it was
after that one
Ugly.
was like you can't imagine how much fun we're having with
Yeah.
the Mohawk though.
Which was the one with the dog?
No, the
Which one
lemons.
was the dog?
No, that
running?
was after the Mohawk one.
Which one was they had the fucking Labrador running to promote the whole thing, and it
Labrador running. I don't remember a Labrador.
They had a dog song where he's fucking talking about the dog. I think it's a
Slug had a dog song.
Yes, Slug dog. Okay, I'm looking up.
Slug dog song. Atmosphere dog song. Was that on Life Gives You Lemons? So
That might be
paint
Life,
that shit
yeah.
gold.
That's probably what
probably
that was.
is from that one. I mean, yeah, when that came out, I just wasn't as thrilled for sure. But I think for me, that album is when kind of was like, I'm not super duper into Atmosphere stuff right now.
Yeah, I bought Seven Travels. I went to the Seven Travels show when he was promoting it in San Francisco, and I enjoyed it. But God Loves Ugly is still to me the standard
best album.
I do think
it's the one that I love the most.
Yeah.
I do enjoy Overcast and Lucy Ford and think that it has a nostalgic kind of spot in my heart. But when like looking at production and quality wise, God Loves Ugly stands. It's kind of head above shoulders on the rest of those albums. And then when you get to Seven Travels, the quality is so good. And like I said, it kind of takes that step. It takes too far of a step forward and makes it more mainstream. You know,
we got a homie over here that's a true Milk fan. He names his name Milk Butter. It says in the Sage Francis interview with Sage, you mentioned people looking at Anticon like weirdos, and it probably had to do with soul. If you don't mind, would you people have issues with him? I love Soul. I want Soul on this bitch.
No issues with Soul. Soul is
we love Soul.
One
Yeah,
of my
Soul's dope as fuck.
one of my introductions
He's
to
different, though. He's
hip
a
hop
different guy.
music.
One of my
and
favorite
I've
albums.
always had a hard time finding that description between what is mainstream and what is hip hop and what's underground and what is all this.
And what is strange hip hop?
And
There's strange hip hop out there
and
too.
Soul,
there's strange
but
hop.
Soul was one of the first persons that was like a clear, definitive, like draw the line in the sand. This motherfucker is underground hip hop at its finest.
Yes.
And Selling Live Water, fucking what was the album that he fucking put out?
Bottle of Humans was
Bottle
great.
of Humans. Thank
Fantastic.
you.
That was before that. That was before Selling Live Water.
It was fantastic.
But all I'm trying to say is Soul, as even Anticon as a whole, with Alias, Gel,
Dose One.
everyone. Dose One is one of my favorite fucking freestyle artists of all time.
They had a fat crew, bro. Pedestrian, Passage.
They had a lot of people.
They had a lot of fucking great
hella DJs,
musicians, just musicians that weren't worried about being rappers or hip hop artists. They wanted to be musicians, and that's always respectable in my book. And fucking
for sure.
Soul took that to another level. I love Soul. Soul is one of my.
He's a real hip hop
top 10
lyricist. He's a good lyricist.
Top 10.
Fantastic lyricist.
Listen,
I put him up there. Looking the S's for me. The Slug, Sage, Souls.
For sure.
Ball of
That's
Humans.
a fucking
all-time favorite for this man himself.
Triple S.
All-time Humans. I'm telling you, all-time favorite for him. And he also says, I couldn't imagine Slug peaking at lemons. Come on, man. Life had to give you all his lemons when the Slug peaked. Was that his peak? Is that
no? I like I said, he peaked. I think he peaked at God Loves Ugly.
Yeah.
That's me
No,
personally.
I'm gonna say Seven's Travels for me.
I don't think anything after God Loves Ugly was my.
There's some good shit. You gotta go back and listen to Seven's Travels.
I think there's good stuff. I just
number
think
of good tracks,
but nothing that hurts you. Nothing that you're like, this is the one.
I just think that
Trying to Find a Balance was a good fucking. A good opener.
I
for like
hated that song.
That tour. I think
I don't know about the tour, but I knew at that
set the
moment
mood,
he was changing. I knew when I heard Try and
that's a
Find a
problem.
Balance, I knew he was changing. As a true
For
Slug fan,
us-
I knew it.
For us, we really were enjoying like underground, unsigned shit, like
It's a little more-
independent stuff.
Teacher. None
Which
of
was
that
on
is Trying to Find a Balance.
There's some shit. Sick Pimpin', I want to say.
First of all, that was on Seven Travels, but
No, it was. It was
on
on
Seven.
way before that. It was It was in the apples that fell far from the
Always
tree.
Coming Home to You. That's a great fucking.
If
track.
you have to, okay, you're
Always
a
coming-
rollerblade head.
I'm always
you are a
coming
true
back
rollerblade head.
home, but
Maybe not a
listen-
true,
but listen,
but he was in
can I tell you
the
something?
movie Apples
Matt.
That Fall Far from the Tree,
Yeah.
and that was Teacher. And that was like
Teacher.
97,
came
98.
out though. Listen, that might have been a song that he had on Rack, but he didn't put it on an album until Seven Travels. That song was on Seven Travels.
I believe it, but because he needed it, he needed to pull out.
What
a good
I was
one.
getting to was
Soul is
his
a bad
influence.
motherfucker.
His influence, Slug's influence by the major labels and by like record people.
Yeah.
You could tell was after Seven Travels was kind of pushed a little bit more. I still enjoyed Lemons. I still enjoyed fucking You Can't Imagine How Much Fun We Have.
there's some good shit on there.
There's a lot of good hip hop shit on there, and there's still to this day even a lot of atmosphere shit that they put out.
I like
to
the
this
felt
day.
shit that they kept making.
The felt shit.
I
was
also
good.
liked how they switched up the producer each
I'm
time.
on record saying that my favorite Murs stuff is his collaborations, and
For sure.
Felt being right there up at the top of collaborations for Murs. I think I love him and Slug together as the most.
A quick fact about Soul: he was supposed to get a major label deal, and they were gonna give him the producer Jermaine Dupri to produce his shit, and he was angry about that. He insisted on DJ Premier, and they would not give him Premier, so he just said fuck.
No way.
So he said fuck this shit, I'm out, and he did the Anticon shit.
I could see that.
So
Soul in the beginning, like mid to late 90s, was a lyricist upon lyricist.
Oh,
like
for sure, poet, dude.
Exactly.
The baddest poet.
Words,
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
Words upon words. You can't explain it, but
if you don't know Soul, look it up. Look him up.
Yeah, you're sleeping if you don't know.
Google it.
and that is this podcast. That is Milkcrates and motherfucking Microphones. We love to talk about a lot of things: music, life, movies, TV shows, everything. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you so much for watching us. Go check us out on all your podcast apps. That's Podbean, that's iTunes Podcast, that's Stitcher, that's also Spotify. If you're listening to us on any of those apps, take your time and go watch us, because you can watch all these live videos on YouTube. YouTube Milk and Mikes. Go Google Milk and Mikes, Milkcrates and Microphones. You can find us everywhere. I am B-Sick Wonder Eye saying thank you very much for joining us. Matt, thank you for doing your thing. My boy Nonsense, Mr. Everything, you know who he is.
I appreciate the fuck out of you, but God didn't create this shit. We did, and we're going to continue to create this shit every other Friday, if not every Friday. Be on the lookout for your favorite artist. And if he's not here, then it's not our favorite. So guess what? stay with us and stay without us.
That's not true.
Peace out.
A lot of people that aren't here are our favorite artists. I'm just going to say that right now. But someone that is my favorite, he's the guy to the left of me. He's my boy Sig, who always been my boy Sig, Triple S. Thank you for doing your thing.
Yes, sir. Hey, Milk people, hit that subscribe button on the YouTube because we got some good content coming your way.
Oh, we got a lot of good interviews coming your way.
A lot of good shit.
Promise you that.
There's fire.
Hey, guess what? It's fall. We got the holiday season. We're going to be bringing in the holiday season in fucking Milkcrates and Microphones fashion. You know how we do it. We love the holidays. Give us Halloween, give us Thanksgiving, give us Christmas. We're going to give you some specials, and we're going to have fun. Go check out the merch. Always check out the merch. You can check that out. You can check that out at BigCartelMilkandMikes.com. Go check all that shit out. I am B-Sick Wonder Eye saying thank you very much for joining us. And as always, do not kill yourself, America, because we love you.
We love you.
Peace the fuck out. Say goodnight, John.
Good night, John. Thumbs up or thumbs down, guys?
Oh, thumbs up, BK.
Thumbs up or down, BK? Thumbs down! Heard 'em.